switch to my other camera. Hello everybody! Hello everybody, how's it going? I'm Jack, UI UX designer, illustrator, animator, donut connoisseur. I hope you're having a great start to your weekend. Happy Saturday. Been pretty quiet around here. Not the usual crew streaming on Saturdays. I didn't see anybody. No Umacorn, no Odari. Oh, maybe Umacorn did stream earlier. Looks like Umacorn might have streamed earlier. Anyways, how's everybody doing? Did I introduce myself already? I've already forgotten. I'm Jack, UI UX designer, illustrator, animator, donut connoisseur. I'm sorry if that is a repeat. We're going to be working on branding today. We're going to be working on the Peristyle coffee. I'm going to swap over to my screen that I meant to do before. Welcome Stein. I think that it's Stein. Looks like you might have changed your username. Let me know if that's the correct pronunciation. So yeah, this is what we have been working on. If you caught last weekend's stream, you probably caught some of this, which is the sketches that I was working on. And I didn't have a ton of time this week. I worked a ton of time. I love like a website redesign and my full-time job that's occupying my entire existence. So I didn't have any time to really work on this week, but I did do some organization here. I pulled what I think might be a nice secondary font with the apt named Cicero. So that might be an option, I think, to pair with this. It works with this font, but I think it also works with this, although it needs to be a little bit smaller, obviously. Let's just scale all this down a little bit. So, as you can see, I kind of split up these artboards into just colors, just fonts, and some of the sort of mark or imagery ideas that we were exploring. I do want to refine some of these. I think there's some interesting ideas here, but none of them are really working for me yet, sort of on their own particularly, so we're gonna see if we can get something that kind of works out of this. And I'm still trying to come up with ways to kind of tie this back into the coffee idea. So it's Stjin. Is that how you say that? It's hard to say in English, it's harder to explain in chat, but it's closer to Sebastian or Christian. So is it like Stjin? Let me know if that's how you pronounce that. Stjin. It's gonna take me a minute to like get it correct, so you're gonna have to let me know. And there's also a delay in the chat, which does not help. Does not help. Also want to say hi to people who are watching over on either Twitch or on YouTube. Looks like we got like one viewer over there. Maybe it's Nick. I'm gonna just do a quick hello. Stjin says, I love the style though. Thank you. We talked about this before. I think the client's referring to it as antique futurism. It's got a little 2001 Space Odyssey. We've got a couple brand traits that I've just kind of thrown on here to kind of describe the personality and trying to pair something that kind of works image-wise with it. So, I like a lot of these concepts, but I think some of them are a little bit busy. I'm actually going to leave everything kind of alone here. And I'm going to just put everything on a new artboard. That's how I like to work. You can see I've got kind of like a working art layer up here with all the stuff that I've kind of like tossed to the side. I'm going to see if we can play with some of this. I know that a lot of people were really digging the more, I guess, literal interpretation with the columns going on. One of the pieces of feedback that Corey gave me, which is a valid point, is that this is really fun and all, but Stjin, I'm really sorry. I'm really trying. Says it's hard to explain, but thank you for trying. Yeah, thanks. And the door one with the name gives me the classic style. I do think there's something really nice about this. Corey made a good point that it more emphasizes the doorway, and this ends up looking like stairs instead of like the reflection that I was kind of going for. So I do wonder if there's a way we can kind of like take this concept and pull back a bit from the door and focus more on the actual columns. And along a similar note, one of the other things that Corey had mentioned is this feels a little bit heavy with the, same with these. There's something interesting here, but it feels a little bit heavy with the amount of columns. So one thing right up the bat that we can kind of explore here is, obviously we could increase the white space here, which we might want to do anyways with fewer columns, and also just trying this with like an open space at the center. Although then we have to kind of take into consideration how we deal with the middle ground here, since it creates kind of like an awkward space. The other idea was to, I think this is just automatically going to be too busy, so I'm just going to not delete all of them, but strike this. This is too much. But if we take a look at some of these other ones, I think there's a potential here with this one. This is like my personal favorite from the group, so I'm gonna probably play with this. So I'm just gonna actually, I also like some of the shapes in this one, but again, I think it's too busy. So I'm not a fan of the like hollow transition here, so I'm gonna delete this. I'm gonna delete this and just start with this version here and see if I can just come up with something that works. Welcome, Barbara. How's it going? Hope you're having a good Saturday. I'm just getting started. So I know that I had posted I was going to go live at 4, but I had to go live a little bit earlier because I need to wrap up a little bit early today, because Corey has KojiCon going on. This is the end of KojiCon, the last 2 days, and he has a session at 6, and so I'm trying to end before Corey's session at 6, so I'll probably wrap up like a few minutes before. At least that's my goal. Corey's gonna keep me in the chat on task and tell me when I've got a 5-minute warning. Corey's gonna be my host for today. Oh, that did not release the blend. Let's try that again. Oh, hi Sam. You wanna say hi to everybody? Come here. No. Okay, he's running away. Sam always runs over here like he wants to say hi and be on camera, but then he runs away like he doesn't actually want to be on camera. Ooh. Hello, just want to say hi to everybody. Come here. I am working on it. I have Sam, so here we go. Say hi to everybody, Sam. Look. No, he's not cooperating, but so shy. Everybody's saying doggo! Oh no, now there's a Stein and a Stian. There's 2. Stein and Stian, welcome. Oh, Misty's here too. Misty says, oh, so cute. This is Samson. I am never going to pick up Sage on the stream, so you'll never see Sage. Sage is my other dog, but he's very big. Go on, go to Corey. He's flying away, off cam. Barbara says, Gigi says hi. Is that your dog, Barbara? Gigi. Misty's telling everybody, happy Saturday. Happy Saturday, Misty. Alright, I have an idea. Ooh, how did I do this? Oh, I see, I did a shape in the middle. It might be better to actually not have that shape in the middle and just do a blend. It's one option I can explore. Let's try that. Or maybe I started that way and then changed my mind. Object, blend, make. Yeah, that doesn't quite give the same look that I was going for. But what we can do here is, I'm gonna pull this back row out maybe. Object, blend, make. Oh, that was interesting. I was not expecting that to happen. And this might have to do with the order of operations, which I've mentioned before. Yeah, so you can see that my blend, I have a group here. I have a group here, and there's also like these individual shapes. Let's see. If I delete these individual shapes, that might fix the problem. Object, blend, make. Where it says, I'd like to see the front row removed. Yes, I know. Let's actually, Let's ungroup all of this. Let me think how I want to do this. Okay, I think I've changed my mind. I do want to keep this. As such. Bliss is here! How's it going, Bliss? Alright, I'm gonna align this to this. And I'm going to... Maybe not going to use that. Copy and paste. Put this in the center, and I'm going to scale it all the way down. Let's try this. Complicated. I could have just expanded it, but I was going to try and see if I could do it with a blend. This is also streaming here on Behance. More or less? Let's start with less. We can always add more. And then I'm gonna try to paste, scale this down, and align it to the center. We're gonna group, make sure I've got everything in the right order here. So complicated. Now, object blend, make object blend options. Let's do the same number. And now I can copy and paste, object transform, reflect. I could have just copy and pasted it from in here, but alright, let's delete all of this. Paste it in front, and now I've managed to do this with blend so that if I want to make any adjustments, I can. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about it, honestly. If that's working. Thoughts? Oh, I was missing something in the chat. Oh yeah, Bliss is saying, I see Behance made a great update. Creatives being able to accept payments through Behance. Yeah, there's a new Stripe integration where you can accept freelance payments, like someone can hire you for a freelance job on Behance and pay you through Stripe on there. So that is a new update. Bliss just shared a link to it. And Nick's here too. Hey Nick, how's it going? Alright, well I'm not sure that this really solved my problem, and it's starting to look a bit more like, it's starting to look like a book to me, which is not really the look I'm going for. I'm not sure. Stan is saying, how would it be if you change the perspective a little bit? Like up or down? You mean like adjusting one of these to be in a different perspective? I would have to like select all of the bases here and then probably use a free transform. See if I could do it easily. I mean, I could. It would be more difficult to do it down than it would do it up because of the blends, but we could release the blend and do that. But Corey's saying, not quite enough steps to make it look more like columns instead of rows of dots. Okay, I see what you're saying. So I'm going to make a copy of this, and then because we set it up using the blends, it should be easy to update that. So I'm just going to select my first blend here, go to Object, Blend, Options, and we can pull it up. Let's go up to like, I don't think we want to go, I don't know, maybe we want to go 10. I'm actually gonna pull this out. Okay. Object, Blend, Options. Let's see what 10 looks like on the sides. Maybe too much. Maybe you're right. 5. And then do 5. I don't know, maybe there needs to be fewer. I don't like this one. I'm deleting it. Maybe there needs to be fewer column circles going back. Let's try this. Well, I still don't know how this relates back to coffee. The struggle. Alright, I'll show you an example of what I mean. Like if we have fewer, does that help? Having fewer of them? I'd have to delete them from in here too. Let's go in here, delete. Frank's here, hey Frank. Alright, let's go into this group and make sure that I delete every other kind of one. Maybe. Ooh, what is happening? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 has a double copy. Oh, that's weird. Did I accidentally have a double copy on this? No. Alright, I'm just gonna go into that blend and release it and do it again. How's it going, Frank? Senses, what about like a toss of coffee up in the air? It does kind of, that was my initial thought about making this one kind of tie back to the, it does kind of remind me of like coffee beans, but like in a way that isn't so literal. I have this maybe not unfounded fear of making a coffee brand. Oh yeah, look at that, I have an extra shape in there. Coffee brand that's too, there's so many coffee brands that have a coffee bean. It's just such a like, I don't know, literal thing that I have maybe an unfounded fear of doing that. So I'm really annoyed that there's not. Okay, let's do this. We're just doing blends on blends today. Welcome to my stream. This is where I just make lots of blends. I'm gonna make a blend here so I can have 3 instead of 2 to try and reduce the number of these. And I'm gonna go to Object, Expand. Hi, Sean! I did see you out of the corner of my eye. Saw you right out of the corner of my eye. Sean is going to be on Adobe Live soon. Tell us all about that, Sean. Sean made a really cool promo. Maybe I'm revealing sneaks. I'll keep my mouth shut. Stian says blend is fun. Yes, it is. Blend is a fun tool. Alright, I'm going to go to Object, Blend, and Expand. Alright, now we've got that all sorted. I'm going to be able to make a lot cleaner of a shape this time. Let's just do a group, and to make sure that I've got everything centered. Oh, I didn't group that. Oh, yes, I did. Sometimes this happens. I'm not sure what the bug is, but if you just make a copy of one of your groups, it's like Illustrator isn't recognizing that you've got another group there. And so I'll just make another copy, and for some reason that fixes it. Bliss is saying, I've caught some of Val's promos on Instagram, and I find them highly entertaining. Yeah, I love those. I really, really liked, and I'm probably going to steal this idea from her. It's not stealing. She did these, like, post-challenge, after the challenges, she did a recap, like, she took the footage from the challenge and created like a 60-second, or maybe even shorter, like 30-second recap. I honestly don't remember how long they were, of like what she did, and I liked that idea. I might not be able to commit the time to do a full, like, did I do 5? I feel like I did 5. Because 10 was too much. Alright, let's do 5. I really liked that idea. So I might borrow it for the next time I host the challenges, which is going to be next month. So let me know if there's anything you want to see or work on for the challenges next month. I'll be back hosting those. Alright, then we're going to go here, and we're going to just decrease the number of steps down to... I hope this is worth it. Oh, it is 5. Okay. Okay, but why don't these line up anymore? Okay, they do. Yes. No, they don't. You want to know why? It's because I decreased the number, so not... Now I need to, like, decrease the size a little bit to compensate. I don't know. Maybe there's not an idea here that I can make work with this imagery, but... Sean says, I heard something about showing up Wednesday someplace. That's all I know. Odaria says, hey Jack! Hey everyone, hey Odaria, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. We're still working on this because, like I said earlier, I did not have time to dedicate to this during the week. Unfortunately, that's how it goes. That's how it goes sometimes. And so I'm trying to get these concepts really refined to hopefully share with the client. You know, maybe it's just a matter of, maybe we do just use this. Maybe it doesn't need the background. I don't know. Okay, it kind of does. I don't know. Have I improved on the original? I suppose it's a little bit clearer. I don't want to give up on this concept. I want to see it through to the end, but I'm not finding any way to, like, be satisfied with it. Unfortunately. You like the one on the way left the most, Corey says. So my bad for asking for more steps. Yeah. Yeah. So my bad for asking more steps, Corey says. Missy saying it's Mandorian. Wow, that is Manodarian. Yeah. That I feel like that is a great name for Odari. Manodarian. Odari saying Ofari and Odari as long as it starts with O, Sean. Yup. Alright, so Corey likes this one the most, so maybe we can just pull all of this off and move it onto our working layer to just keep things tidy. I still think there's something here, I just don't know what it is. So I'm gonna leave that one on there too. And like maybe this just needs to be bolder, like maybe the circles are too small. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I don't know what to do here. I also don't like that you can kind of see the lines, but that's just, I think, a visual artifact. We could try rotating it. Sometimes that can help. Oh, that's kind of cool. Unintentionally. Let's keep our rotated version, because I dig that. Although, again, I don't know. It's just cool, but it doesn't mean anything. Like, what does it mean? How does it relate to coffee? You know? I'm just playing with shapes. I'm just playing with the shapes. Maybe it's okay. Maybe it's okay. Of course, I'm going to confuse everyone by updating my avatar. What's your new avatar going to be? Alright, so, like I said, this one is a fan favorite. But I think it focuses too heavily on the doorway. And I don't want to focus so heavily on the doorway. So I want to try something that doesn't have the doorway in it. And if we can just use the columns themselves and come up with something interesting. Here, of course, saying the one that I use everywhere else. Bliss saying such an existential moment. What does it mean? It's true, Bliss. It's true. I'm struggling to like connect the coffee imagery with the like this. I don't know. Like, what can I pull from? We tried. We gave it some effort here last time with the coffee cup, and it was not happy. I did not like any of that. So I think there's a bit of like it's a difficult needle to thread for sure. A difficult needle to thread. The one I use everywhere else, Corey says. I don't know what that is. Are you talking about your Crock of Time logo? Boo, boo, boo. I don't know, do we pull back in the circle? I don't know. Alright, let me try something. Let me just try something. I'm gonna grab the base font here. Let me extend this. And this is obviously going to be way more difficult to extend because it's an S. You can do it, but you have to usually like disconnect and reconnect, which we might have to do. And then you have to like reinsert the roundness. Just trust me for a minute. I know some of you are like, what are you doing? Why are you doing it? Please stop. Alright, let's put this down. Alright, How was this S originally constructed? Okay, let's try this instead. I'm looking for column-y shapes in the letter forms is what I'm trying to do here. Oh, that one. Okay. The one with the croc and the teal background, yeah. Stian says, what if you place the name on top of the columns and make it a person the same simplistic style between the columns? Maybe. Oh, the newest endeavor reminded me of a drip coffee pot. Intentional? This one? Or, I hate the delay. I'm always like on a delay. Interesting, but I think they're more targeting the V60 and Chemex crowds more. The long S. PS, cool. Yeah, we talked about that, and I do want to present a PS idea to them because they're doing like a subscription coffee. Like subscription is going to be their first kind of focus, I guess. And so, I'm gonna pull this out. That might be a cool direction to go. I do think I want this to fit into a box. You don't want to do this very often. One thing that I learned from attending the conference, which was a type conference this past fall, I think it was that you don't, or maybe it was this year, I don't remember, that you don't actually want things to be perfectly aligned. Sometimes you want optical alignment because, particularly when you're making your own fonts, because certain letters, like if you'll notice, the creator for this font made intentional decisions so that when you look at it across, when it's like, instead of looking at things like as individual characters that need to fit in like a perfect box, you want to make these kind of like adjustments that if somebody's just kind of looking at the characters, they might say like, well, that doesn't quite make sense. Like, why would you want the sides of the S to not align? Well, it has to do with like how they all fit together as like a whole inside of a font. But for this, what I think I want to have them kind of like align for the sake of being a column kind of a thing. I'm gonna see if we can make it work. We're gonna see if we can make this work. This is an idea, just an idea. Obviously, the most literal thing to do would be to box it in. But that's kind of boring, isn't it? Right. It just looks like a plain old monogram. But I'm looking at like the negative space in between these two letters. And can I make something out of this? I really like how the shapes here line up. I'm less of a fan of this area. I kind of like, if we just look at this area here, there's something I think there. I kind of wish that it was like reflected. Like if I could get a similar corner on the S, that might work, but that might be difficult with this S. It might be too abstract. I keep forgetting that this is a compound path. Like, what if we might be able to make it work? It would probably end up looking more like a Z, though. My brain works in such weird ways. Sorry, I feel like I'm missing chat. Or a 5. Oh, yeah. Kind of does look like a 5. Can you work with the original slope and just extend the bottom curve? I mean, I just kind of like that as shape. Let's see. Let's leave that alone. Let's leave that to hang out. Let's grab our PS again. And Corey's saying, can you work with the original slope and just extend this curve? I don't know what that means. Maybe I just need to like lift it up a little bit. Let's start with the original lines. Yeah, I hear ya. Not sure if it works though. Well, I'd have to like modify the angle, which might be difficult. Especially since I apparently have extra points here. Difficult but not impossible. Come on. I would need to refine this, but this is pretty close. I don't really know that that's working. There's a scripting language called processing that goes by P5. Well, you know, I think this is out. I don't know what was going on. I don't know what my mind was trying to do there. Let's see. Don't mind me. Trying some things out. I want to grab this shape from over here. Where are you, shape? There you are. Oh, I have to like, every time I do this, I have to like remake it. I should just keep it around. Oh, this actually might work in my favor. Okay, let's grab this. Delete you. Oh, I do want the exact opposite. Alright, let's try. divide. Delete all of this. Oh, I made this too large. Womp. Oh, Corey just sent this to me and I feel like I have to share it. Corey made this for me. If we all remember that moment in time. So thank you. Corey has perfected the logo for me. It's just gonna be 90s. I don't even know what you call that. What is it called? What is that thing? This is the thing that everybody draws. The S, yeah. Thank you. Thank you for that. Really appreciate it. I don't know. That looks kind of dumb. Stian says logo done. Thanks for the great stream. Thanks, Corey. Alright, well this is not giving American flag vibes a little. Okay, well we don't want to, I don't think I want to go down that route. I don't think that's the direction we want to go. So, maybe not. Maybe making the letters into, maybe it's not the right look and feel. This, to me, just feels so kind of boring. I don't know. Well, those were fun, but I don't really feel like they got me anywhere. I think of all of them, this is probably my favorite set. I'm actually gonna pull this out and put this up here with the others. Oh, that looks kind of ridiculous. This space down here is just problematic. I don't know how to fix it. So maybe not. I don't know. I digress. I'm gonna move all this off the board. Because I don't really like any of it. But let's go back to where I originally started here. Which was with these shapes. I almost wonder what this would look like. What if the S was wrapped around the tail of the P? I don't even know what you just said means. One long column. I wonder how this might look. Sort of like this. Oh, I don't think, now that I see it, I don't think it's gonna work. Nope. That's kind of interesting as like a weird, brutalist thing. You know what I mean? Like a sci-fi cityscape. I mean, it's interesting on its own, but would need work. Like a sci-fi cityscape. You'd have to like object, blend, expand. I feel like you'd need to delete all of this nonsense. Because none of that is really working. Maybe like... Oh, hello. Ungroup. Top line. I'll do something like this in order to make it work. But even that is like probably too much. Barbara's asking the ultimate goal here. We're coming up with a coffee brand that is called Peristyle, and so I'm playing with this imagery here for the columns. Peristyle is like the easiest explanation is that it's like a courtyard, like an inner courtyard, sort of like a not really a modern architectural element. But it's an architectural element if you've ever been at like a place that has like a... I feel like you see this more like corporate type of deals where there's like a central courtyard that's surrounded by walls and columns, kind of a thing. Like it's just like a central garden area. I should probably have like a reference image handy. But yeah, that's like a courtyard. Surrounded by columns. A garden area. A meeting place? But... And the, I'm here for the Blade Runner cityscape, Corey says. Yeah, I'm just not sure, like, what, and the kind of style direction from the client. If I kind of zoom back up here, you can see that I pulled a ton of stuff. This was even before we had a name, because when I started with this project, there was no name for it yet. And so I just pulled things, type, color, you can see type, color, general style. This is the mood board stuff that I sent over to them. And then we're also doing packaging, so I sent some different like packaging ideas. And then I wrote down some brand traits. This was again before we even had a name. Pulled some colors. Where is that booping coming over from? Oh, that's fine. Oh, Corey's attempting here. There we go. No, it's fine. I'm not like, I'll share it. We could try that. These are the colors. We went through a couple rounds of colors. This is where we landed. We went through a couple different fonts. You can see, I don't know why I keep going back down. Original fonts, original colors, refined. These are the color palettes we've kind of landed on. They really like this like jewel blue color. So I've just kind of like tried to interpret that. One of them likes the sort of like magenta, but wanted it a little bit brighter, so we went with that. And these were two that I kind of came up with after looking at. I really think that this brand also kind of recalls for me, at least the style direction that they decided to go, kind of like World's Fair kind of a stuff. Which is what we were looking at last week with this stuff. But yeah, like I said earlier, not so sure about the like doorway idea, and can we keep just the columns and also have it be strong? That is the question. Or is there something else we can do with it? Can we do something else? Can we go a different direction? Oh, and now now I've accidentally grabbed the color. Start with black. I like to start with, like, without color, personally. Oh, I was gonna try Corey's idea. Let's see how that looks. I'm gonna again grab, oh, actually I'm gonna start with these. So let's start with this, and this, and let's see if we can combine these two letters. P, and does this align? I'm gonna convert these to outlines for now. They do line up. So let me delete out this. Join both of these. This is gonna need to have to come far out so we can get a gap. P is also gonna have to be cut. So let's pull this over. We need to bring all of this up again. Probably a lot. Oh, don't want to do that. Let's pull this up. Man, this is gonna be tricky to pull over. I'm really hesitant to like squish this. These letters are just use the lasso tool. Maybe. Of course, I'm just creating all sorts of problems. A little bit, but that's okay. What I'm gonna do now... Oh man. There we go. Probably use shapes here for now. all a part of the process. I would need to figure out how to deal with this, for sure. The top part. Which would need to have some kind of a... extension of some kind. I feel like it would also... maybe this is where we can use that funky set of lines. You know what I mean? I don't know. That might be a bit too busy. I almost have to get cut off earlier. Maybe you can kind of see what I'm going for. Maybe add the stripes in white just to the central column. This part? Might end up losing the shape if we do that of the P, and I don't want to do that. There's something here, but how do I I really want the P here. I want this piece here to not just look like a extension. Like maybe there's a way to copy and paste this. Maybe if we just let's grab our shape. Let's grab one of these. Or one of these columns. And maybe or maybe we just use this shape. Like, why not use what we've got? Like, let's grab this. Copy, paste, object, transform, reflect. Like, why are we trying to mess with it? Like, just use this. Not want to do that. It doesn't look like a P anymore. I would really have to split this off and have it be its own thing somehow. Flip it 90 degrees. Like this. Let's see. I think you mean rotate it. So we keep the edge. Let's delete this, delete this. I'm just gonna pull it over. Yeah, I don't want to lose the curve. I don't know if that's it. It looks too, I feel like we've added too much to the P. It's too big. Okay, well. But that loses the curve. The peanut gallery over here. Oh my god. Jesus. I do like the negative space shape that gets made between these two. Like that's kind of nice. It would need refinement, but I think as an idea, like there's some areas I don't like. Like this it feels a little bit unbalanced, is I guess what I'm trying to say. But it could work as a sort of sketch. I just wish I could add this. I wish I could find a way to add this. To further emphasize the columns. I don't think I'm going to be able to make it work. My dog just like woke himself up from a dead sleep. Rightmost is great. And scroll up and make sure I can see. Oh, you like the one with the like little top? Middle now. Oh, this one. Yeah. I think there's something interesting there. I feel like almost I wish the struggle for me is that like I like some of the shapes that are going on in here. What I would like more, I just wish that the S didn't look so squashed. It feels so squashed. You know? I don't know. I feel like I wish the S wasn't so squished, and then I know that coffee doesn't like grow. What if you make the S a different font? Or if that's gonna be too much. Makes me think of the scepter and serpent. I have to look up that. Huh? Oh. The rod of Cepheus. Yeah, a little bit. I don't know if that's the right connotation. My point was that I was thinking like this S could have like, it could also have like little, make it into like a little coffee plant. You know. I don't want to get too cute with it, but like, kind of like little leaves on it. This might be too silly. And also probably way too much detail. Anyways. I lost where I was going with the circle. I had something in my head and now it's gone. That's how it works. Sometimes that be how it is. Sorry, my brain is contemplating my next move. Peristyle's coming around format on the square. They come in around format, but we tried that before, doing it in a circle with the coffee cup, and it was terrible. And so I'm hesitant to go back to that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it needs letters. Looks nice as a mark. I was trying to fit this into like the space here. Or says this makes him think of the sun behind Stonehenge. I mean, I like that there's like, it's not perfectly even, but then I come back to like the same issue of like, what else goes in there? Like, what else is in the space? Aside from the columns. And can we tie it back to coffee? I do like the idea of introducing a organic element like a circle as opposed to like everything being very geometric. Stephen Booth's here. Welcome, Stephen Booth. How's it going? The other idea I have, and it might be too wild, is to do something like this. I'm just gonna share my idea anyways. I don't care. Let's just go in here for it. Everybody's saying hi. Actually, let's start this off. And I will share my idea. I don't know. I have in my mind like some kind of drippy line edge. I don't know if that's too much. It just kind of ends up looking like not really columns. I don't know. Stan says I don't think it needs to read his coffee immediately. No, but it has to have some kind of link back to it, and that's what I'm trying to figure out, is like how we can connect them back together. How we connect this back to the coffee concept. I just don't want it to get too off from that. I don't want to lose that. Aiden, welcome. Anyways, that was a tangent. It didn't really help me. With this one in particular. Unfortunately. A lot of these peristyles have like lights that come down. Like maybe there's just like a... I'm trying to think of like coffee... imagery at this point that I could put in like the center. Something. My neighbor's dog is going insane, so I apologize for that. Maybe this is like a leaf shape. I have to figure out what coffee plants leaves look like. This just looks like a weird tree, and I don't like it. Oh man, why is everything a struggle? Barbara says, what were the client's needs? Sorry, I missed that part of the exercise. Has a Nordic vibe. Yeah. It's a coffee brand. Their brand traits are delightful and unexpected, but not cute. Embellishments, but not excess. They don't want any junk. Should feel intentional, ritualistic, but not burdensome. Should reflect good craft. And I originally thought arts and crafts movement, but then we didn't go in that direction. And then they have kind of a tongue-in-cheek sense of humor. Mid-row, fourth from the left. Yeah. Everybody loves this one. And it's just... Corey's only comment on this one was the doorway was more of a focus than the actual columns. And so I was going to actually stop here. I keep saying I'm going to go back here and see if I can create something out of this that only focuses on the columns. But every time I do that, I end up making some other thing instead. And never get back to this. So let's pull the columns back out. I just don't know if there's a way to like... I don't want to just repeat a bunch of columns across. So. Aubrey says the only one that actually suggests peristyle. Well, this suggests columns. The peristyle is like a structure not really defined by the literal columns, and the kind of concept lends itself to something that's a little bit more abstract, since they want to go with this like 2001 Space Odyssey kind of like hard to describe aesthetic. That's kind of what we're going for. So a lot of them are kind of more abstract concepts of a peristyle structure that isn't so literal. But like some of these are really abstract and dive into that area more. But it also needs to not just like be, this doesn't tell me anything about coffee, which is part of the other problem. And I don't like that about it. And that's what I'm trying to sort out. for myself. This is getting a little too, I think mid-century modern. And I guarantee you there's probably a brand that already has something like that. Stian says, could you have one column holding up a drop and then the name flipped on the side? I'm not too big of a fan of having the name always flipped on its side, to be honest with you. I'd rather have the ability to do like the whatever we do, kind of like fit it in a bunch of. I'm not a big fan, I guess, of having the type immediately and directly integrated into the logo, because that just creates problems down the line when you need to have like we need to have the logo kind of fit in a different space. You don't really have options to like change the block up to be more like vertical or horizontal or things like that. Versus something like this, I could still like, you know, I can like come up with some kind of variation that like it could go on the side, it could not go with it could just stand alone. So that's kind of why I tend to shy away from designs that have the mark so intrinsically tied in with the type. But it would be a good idea. I don't like, it could work, you know? That's just kind of a personal preference on my part. No, I did not mean to copy that whole thing over. If we want to like mentally take a break from that whole concept, the other one that I really like is obviously this one. And it keeps coming back to me. It was something that I really, really liked in the last round, but I think there's some elements here that are really interesting and call back to the kind of sci-fi look. I think it pairs really nicely with the font. I don't think the middle section is really working for me with the outside section. And I don't know what to do about that. My point is simply that I think there's something interesting here, but yeah, and Barbara's saying still has to be recognizable in any size too. Yeah, we need something that's gonna, the most adaptability is really, I like to have, so, gosh, I don't know about you guys. I mean, clearly I also liked this idea, but it didn't really get me anywhere. I think what I like about this is, first of all, it does kind of have that sci-fi kind of vibe to it, but also just kind of like, I feel like this is like, gives that impression of there being something, like looking through a courtyard and there's something in the center, versus like all of these kind of, the reason I think this one, everybody's kind of drawn to this one is because there's something like centrally located that's not so. This one would need some kind of similar thing. There'd need to be something in the space here. And what that something is tripping, yep. There needs to be something in the center. I keep saying that, and I just don't know what it is that I need to put in the center. Usually, the central areas of these, a fountain of coffee, Corey says. Stian says, we want to know what's behind the door. Yeah, usually there's like, these, like courtyards are pretty empty because they're meant to be like a place where people gather. I want to stay away from having people imagery at the center. I guess that's kind of a personal preference. It's just not really my, I don't know. I don't think it makes any sense for this brand, but I don't like the, I'm not digging the fountain of coffee idea either. Sorry, Corey. I'm just kind of going back up and looking at my mood board. The stuff they kind of gravitated towards was, they liked this stuff that was the more type stuff. Although they also liked this. But then we kind of got away from that imagery. I guess I'll keep it, but I don't like it. I don't like the tree. I'm just gonna move it off because I don't like it. I haven't kept very many things on the artboard that I like, which is kind of a problem. And I don't know how I feel about this. It's interesting, but it's more of like a working concept and not something that's final. I mean, we could go really simple with this and just do like, I'm just gonna put a circle here. Now it's literally Stonehenge. Barbara says, oh, tree, agreed, no. RB says, put stylized coffee bean in the Peristyle. No. I really don't want a coffee bean in the logo. Coffee beans, no offense to those that do coffee logos. I myself did a coffee brand years back now at this point, where I did like a coffee bean in it, and it's so overdone now that I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't want to do it. I feel like coffee bean, it's like, we got oversaturated the market with coffee bean logos. Coffee beans and coffee cups. It's too much. It's too much. I like this. I feel like they probably like this, to be honest with you. If I know them. Corey can feel free to disagree, but I feel like this is very like something that they would probably like. Arby says style. So I said stylized, not a real one. Yeah, I still think they're overdone. That may be a personal fault of mine. Stonehenge. Yeah. The only way that I could see myself wanting to do something that, now RB's just giving me a hard time. Or if you don't like that, you can put people in the logo. The only way, I will compromise with you. The only way that I could see myself doing a coffee bean in a stylized representation is doing something in this kind of a shape. Because this is kind of like reminiscent of a coffee bean, maybe even a little bit shorter. Like this sort of oblong shape. It's also a little bit like classic. Reminds me of like the classical style. That I think they're kind of going for. So I could see doing something inside of this shape as a whole that doesn't look like a coffee bean, but has the general oblong shape of a coffee bean. Maybe we could like see what this looks like inside of this, for example. Coffee bean's oblong shape. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, we could come up with something that could be similar. I'm not disagreeing with you, RB. I see you. I feel like this reminds me of something too, though. That already exists. Now I'm seeing the Death Star. Oh, I can't win for losing today. I was thinking this kind of looks like a little letter P. In a way. Especially if we, like, went this way. Kind of gives me the P look. That I could see maybe working. But also Stonehenge, yeah. Also R2S2, R2D2. A little bit. PS, RB saying the PS round but curved lines also suggest coffee. This? I mean, a little bit. I tried to get silly with it and add these. This has gotta go. I'd like, maybe the S could be a plant wrapping around the vine or something like that, but I'm not feeling that, so we're gonna pull that off. Feel like this could work. This is obviously a sketch, and I feel like it's a little bit unbalanced and needs some refinement, but the idea is there. Maybe we just pitch this one as well. So we're only looking at like one thing. Oh, Frank's gotta hop out. Bye, Frank. Have a great weekend. Odari says I see the Death Star in R2D2. I mean, of course you do, Odari. Of course you do. That doesn't surprise me. It's fine. Everything's fine. Struggle is real. I don't know why. I'm just having such a hard time with the connecting the imagery in a way that I'm satisfied with. It's just one of those things. Sorry, I'm just on my other screen here. I'm browsing photos of Peristyles to see if there's some other kind of angle or perspective I could create the columns from. I'm just not really seeing it. Annika also sees R2D2. Welcome, Annika. I also like some of these. Let's grab this one. Although I do think this is too complex, the sides, I'd have to decrease the number of columns on the sides here, I think. Let's do that first. Like maybe... Oh, maybe not. That does not look centered as a result. Don't like that. I do like that. No, I don't actually need that. Wrong. That was the wrong way. Pull this over here. Put this in front. I don't know if I want to go with literal or not, but then I need something in the middle, you know what I mean? Barbara says, what or how does the word peristyle relate to coffee? It does not. It doesn't. That's the name they chose to go with. I had offered my suggestions and ideas into the pool when we were still working on it. I think that they just like the imagery that it evokes, and they want to connect that sort of feeling to the brand. This, like, let me just pull it up real quick. I gotta find the email again. Okay. I think I found the email. me scroll down and show you the pictures. They sent me a bunch of images. Oh my gosh, where are they? Here we go. Let's flip through. So this is from Foundation, the TV show, and then this is from obviously 2001 Space Odyssey. So they want to like evoke this feeling, this like look and feel of what they refer to as antique futurism. I think they're just trying to evoke that feeling, that look, that style in association with their coffee brand. I think it's just kind of like the vibe they're going for. Here's another one. So you get the idea, right? I think they just want to like evoke that imagery, that's imagery that they like. And so it doesn't directly relate to coffee. It's just like the feeling they want associated with their brand, which, like I said, makes it kind of tricky to combine with coffee imagery a bit. The center area is kind of a courtyard. It would be like, I feel like putting a square in there just makes it too heavy. Racking my brain. Racking my brain. I'm just gonna put the name in the middle. Done. Now it just looks like a jail. I don't want to evoke that imagery. I don't want it to be a jail. Oh. Statue of Aquarius at the center, but it's pouring coffee instead of water. Oh my gosh, no. It's too complicated for a logo. It's just gonna be too much. Same with the fountain. I just think it's gonna be too much. It needs to be like simple. I'd also like the whatever we kind of come up with to be obviously we're gonna have packaging because that's like a big focus for their brand, is going to be like the coffee bags or whatever. They're doing this like subscription thing, and so it's going to be, I want to have elements I can pull from that I can use kind of like break apart and pull apart for packaging, which is why honestly this is where I kind of started with the brand, with these kind of pieces and parts that were very like modular. I still feel like these are relevant and useful if we go with the broken up style of font, right? Like I could still use these elements maybe as secondary branding elements, but we still need to come up with like a strong primary mark and lockup. And this is where we are. So far the only thing I really like out of all of this is this, and I think it needs some work. Rob is here. Rob saying, walking the door to too much. Hello everybody. Yeah, it is what it is. This is the theme for today, is Jack struggles. We've all been there. We've all been there. And as I pointed out to RB earlier, much to RB's sass, I do not want a coffee bean. Coffee beans, overdone. So, if it's unintentionally coffee bean shaped like this one, I think it's okay. But I don't want to do a stylized coffee bean because I feel like it's overdone. And I'm over it. Stan likes the first row. 1, 2, 3, the third one. Yeah, this one also has a very sci-fi feel. It's a little bit heavy. It's a little dark. Might, again, reduce the number of blend steps on this one. I don't remember who it was that suggested we go with the reverse. I think I like the reverse better. The thing I like about this particular logo, that the other ones don't have... I'm gonna pull up. Pour over? It reminds me of a pour over in the negative space. And you also get the columns. And you also get that, like, forced, really sharp perspective, kind of like, you know, you even get the little monolith in the background, right? But it reminds me of a pour over. Like the shapes. And so I like that. I like that about that one, personally. There's something that I think is here that I really like. It's just a matter of refining it. I'm trying to pull out the things that I like and make them work. This is saying the R2D2S one reminds me more of War of the Worlds, kind of like some retro sci-fi flick. Yeah, it's because of the sun. I feel like we're looking at, you know, the classic shot of Luke walking over the dunes of Tatooine and the two moons in the background. With that one, except there's, instead of sand, there's columns. So. The point is I like that about this one. I like that. I think this one is strong for me. It feels a little unbalanced, and every single time I try to add something to this space, it ends up looking cheesy. And so I haven't gone back to that yet. I feel like it would almost work, and now I'm going back to it. See? This is what happens. I feel like it could work like this. Like this could be a cool vibe. Like now you've got like a little bit of the highlight on the glass kind of a thing going. I think that could kind of work. I like that. I think it works. I think it ties in. I don't know what you do with the bottom part here. It's the only kind of problem. Could just do like something like this. An hourglass kind of a thing. That's what I was starting to do. I was gonna do something like this though. Like cut it. Now it kind of looks like coffee more. And a little bit more mysterious. Level at the top, pouring down at the bottom. Okay, well, I think I went too far. Let me just see. I think I went too far. I think you meant how it was before. I'm not touching it. Adara says I like it. No, I like what you did. Okay. It also just like, it balances the bottom, but also like, maybe it feels too foreboding. Like there's, I don't know, there's something about this logo that I really like. I think it kind of connects a little bit better to coffee for me. In like a subtle way. I don't, this just feels really nice to me. I like this one. I also like this one. I can't figure out how to make it work. I like this one, but the doorway is an issue. I like this one, but I don't like the center part. I like this, but it needs to be refined. This is interesting, but it's R2-D2. Yeah, Stan says, okay, I like the second one better now, but all the blacks are gonna grow together when it gets too small, so it needs some tweaking. I know. I would do, I don't know if I expanded this. I would need to change. This is now just my working area. I left all of them untouched over here, so I'm fine with that. I think I can just... There's a blend in here somewhere, which is how I used this, how I set it up. I just have to figure out what the blend is. And if I can... what I might have to do is... I might have to do the inverse. But for now, I can just kind of do something like this. Okay, let's decrease it down. What did I do? 4? Yeah, good. Corey, you were saying exactly what I was going to do. Thicker starting columns and less blend steps. So I think I just reduced this down to 4. Let me see. Blend options. Yeah, I brought that down to 4. I'm going to go here and go to Object, Blend Option, and also reduce this down to 4. And then I'm going to start with a heavier line on either side. So we'll go up to like 12. And then I'll even end it a little bit heavier. I should probably just do one side at a time rather than try to do both. Alright, let's just do one side. And then reflect it. 2, 3. And then I'm going to move this over. That looks better. Of course, it's much cleaner. Yeah. Let's delete this other blend. Yes, I know. They're like a lot happening. Not a lot of refinement was done prior to the stream. Let me see if this is centered. Let's ungroup all of this. Ungroup all of this. Okay, ungroup. I'm gonna group this. Center. I'm gonna just like center everything. Oh, there's like a weird... I don't want that. Fixed it. Just cleaned everything up. Alright. So yeah, I also think that doing that kind of did bring out the coffee shapes a bit more. That like center area that I was talking about, that kind of reminds me of like a pour over or an hourglass kind of a shape. Which kind of works for me. I don't know, there's something there. Oh, Corey's saying 5-minute warning if you're still ending early. I am ending early. I'm gonna be ending a little bit earlier today because Corey has the last weekend, last few days of KojiCon. And so, I'm ending a bit early because he has a session at 6. And so I want to be done before then. But I already have this backed up, so I'm just gonna delete it. Let's just make this, let's spend the last couple of minutes here just kind of cleaning stuff up. I already have these on the other artboard, so I'm just gonna delete those. Group. I just kind of want to leave all the concepts I made from today that I like and put them all together, and then I'll pull these over to the final set I sent to the client. Let me make a decision. I don't need that because it's just a copy of this. We did these ones. Still feel like there's something there. I don't know if I got it nailed down, although I think they're better. And then we have this stuff. And then all the junk that I made that didn't make the cut. Sometimes that's how it be. I'm just gonna add this. Just pouring coffee down into one of these. Oh, I don't know. Becca saying, actually, I didn't get what kind of product brand are you making. We're doing a coffee brand. That has a very interesting twist to it. The style that we're going for is very sci-fi. 2001 Space Odyssey is one of the references. Foundation, the TV show, is one of the visual references. And these are the brand traits. They went with Peristyle as the name because they want to like pull in some of that, what they're calling antique futurism, into the brand. I'm pretty sure that we're set on this as being kind of like the type. I like this as a secondary, you know, type, which is why I pulled this in. I think it'll work well. The primary type. This was also an option that they liked. I think that it was, I think it might be too cute, is the only thing. We worked on a bunch of stuff last weekend. The original type and colors, second round type and colors. First crack at the mark. This was what was pulled from that mark that we ended up liking, and this is what I was working on today, because I would like to send them something like a cohesive set of things that are like, here's a chunk of ideas that are all kind of similar. What do you think of these? Or do you like any of these? Here's another chunk. Here's another chunk. And we've got these that are very similar. This one, there's a lot of similarity between these. Similarity, obviously, between these, between this. I'm trying to, like, make blocks of things, so. Anyways, I need to really get these refined, and send them over. Rob saying, well, blast, my chores got in the way and I was late again. I'll have to catch up on the replay. Lots of good development here without resorting to a coffee bean. Nicely done, Jack. I'm just trying to avoid the cliche. Like, it's not even that a coffee bean is, like, cliche. I just feel like it's been so, like, I've seen so many coffee bean interpretations, and I'm trying to, like, if it happens naturally, like, if we naturally say, like, oh, this actually kind of pulls in some aspects, right? But I'm trying to stay away from, like, intentionally doing that. And that's just a personal preference, so. Aziz, hello from Kazakhstan. Well, unfortunately, I'm about to sign off, Aziz. I appreciate you joining. Also, I'm terribly sorry. I believe I have muted my notifications again. So, anybody that followed me, I'll just do a big... I turn them off because, like, when I'm working, they just pop up all day, but I have a bunch of followers I want to thank. So, we're gonna thank Iona, we're gonna thank Hassan, we're gonna thank Ray, we're gonna thank KK, and it looks like that's everybody. Thank you all. I'll do one big thank you for following all at once. Thank you so much. Also, we're gonna switch back, hopefully, to the not winter graphics soon. It won't stop snowing here, though. It's, like, I had snow on the ground this morning. Like, will it just switch to spring, and then get rid of the snowflakes? Anyways. Thanks, Bliss saying, thanks for being part of my chill time, Jack and gang. Yes, thank you, Bliss, and thanks everybody for hanging out. I am gonna sign off. I'll be back tomorrow, 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're still in Standard Time. Bliss is saying we have sun blooming here. Yeah, it's not enough though. It's supposed to be like 60 degrees. Rob said done so many farming logos. Where? Oop, I just gotta scroll up. That the company wants to use a head of wheat. I will do as much to stay away from them ever again. Yeah, right. And Odari got snow also. Oh yeah. Aziz says, good luck. Hope you will do something epic. Thank you. I'm hoping I do something epic as well. I'm going to organize my thoughts on this and probably get it out to the client. Probably won't work on this tomorrow on stream. I will probably go back to, I think we'll probably go back to doing the castle. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what we're going to work on. I have a couple of ideas, but I will be back 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. And I don't know what, I think maybe also the week after. I don't know. If you follow me on Behance and you follow me on social, Corey just shared the links. I will post when I go live, and if you follow me on Behance, you'll get notified when I go live. So you can always keep up and check out my streams. But thank you all for joining me today. Do you have to hop off? Corey's probably like, what are you doing? You're supposed to hop off 5 minutes ago. But I want to go down the list and thank everybody for hanging out with me today. We had Annika, Aziz, Barbara, Becca, Bliss, Corey, Frank, Gareth, Nick, Odari, RB, Rob, Stephen Booth, Stian, and Umacorn. We had a bunch of streamers in the chat. Umacorn, Stephen Booth, RB, Odari, Bliss, Frank. Frank's also a streamer now. And Annika. So be sure to go and follow them and check out their work. Be sure to go follow and check out the work of the mods. I've got their links in the description. Odari and Bliss are both streamers on Behance. Go give their Behance a follow. I've got their links in the description. And then Corey and Nick's got a link to Nick's Fragnum Opus music down there. And then Corey's Crock of Time. So that's going to be it. I know. That's a lot to get through. I'm also going to be hosting the challenges again in April. So if you have anything you want to learn about in Illustrator, anything you're looking at or focusing on or have any questions about, feel free to share them with me. Otherwise, I'll come up with some ideas that are hopefully fun for everybody. So, Stian says, thank you for an interesting stream. Enjoyed it much. Have a great weekend. Yep. Have a great weekend if I don't see you all tomorrow. Bye, everybody.